So this is, you guys all, does everybody know Tim? Tim has been, well, what you're doing is great. He's actually helping making our little Explorer organization. He's making our keychains. And he's also made things for the InTogether. What he's able to do is pretty amazing. So I'm really excited to hear how it happens. Tim.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So today, as Brian mentioned, I have made some keychains for everybody. So you are going to be the first ones to get your hands on the keychains for InTogether. Yay! First come, first serve. There's only 10 colors of each. So before you leave today, there's a box of different colored keychains. So you're welcome to take. I sprayed some lacquer on them a few days ago, but it's off-gassing a little bit still. So don't put it too close to your mouth. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. I know it looks delicious. But anyway, so my theme of this topic is 3D printing, but it's not just 3D printing. It's kind of a love story of integrating personal passion with professional work as well. And so I'm going to be talking about printing because that's what I've used in my personal life. But I want this presentation to kind of also help inspire you and also for you to share some of your ideas as well. So my first actual question is a discussion question, is what hobbies do you have? So you guys have 2 minutes. I want you guys to discuss, we can discuss together. Just tell me, what hobbies do you have? Sorry, Judd. Did you know if you say the word Mission Impossible 3 times in the mirror, Tom Cruise appears?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right, so just raise your hand. Tell me, what hobbies do you have? Anybody? Hiking. Sailing, yes. Snowboarding. Traveling. Alcoholism is not a hobby, but yes. Music. I'm sure you guys have more than a hobby, yes. Going to a cafe, eh? Yeah. Does anyone else get like really bummed when the question is, what is your hobby in a textbook? Because it's so limiting, right? So what are your hobbies? So I'm sure you have many hobbies. Stand-up paddleboarding. Yes. Sub, yes. No, sub, yeah. Fishing. Boating. Do you like the water? I'm sure you love the sea turtle on the projector screen behind you. Yeah. Did you come by boat today? Yeah. Last chance. It's going to explode soon. It's quite loud, so. Barbecuing. Making stickers. That's cool. Licking stickers. No, not licking stickers. Yeah. Sniffing glue. It's not a hobby. Yeah. Okay. I think that's kind of drowned out already. But which of these? Sorry? I don't have hobbies. Yeah. Working, yeah. I know. Which of these hobbies do you think that you could integrate into your Eikaiwa or English lessons? Any ideas? So that's a good place to start because that's the topic of what I'm going to be bringing up is what can you integrate and how can you integrate it in your school life? And so mine is about 3D printing. Not again. Okay. Hiking. Thank you, Brian. All right, today is the joy of cooking. Just kidding. No. So I'm going to give you an overview of the hobby. 3D printing. Have you ever seen a 3D printer before? This is your first time, maybe. Yeah. So the hobby itself, I want to give a quick overview of what it is. I want you to buy 3D printers today. Okay? And then I'm going to run away to a private island with all the money I made from sponsorships. Just kidding. I have no bone in the game here. So I'm going to overview the hobby, how I use 3D printing in my school and professional, personal life, and balance, benefits, benevolence, and bad. I had a hard time with this, actually, alliteration, so please enjoy that. The joy of 3D printing is my topic. Thank you for that laugh. And if I start looking like this, please just raise your hand and say, slow down, man, I don't know anything you're talking about, and I'll try to make it more understandable. So what is 3D printing? So 3D printing It uses a nozzle, very small nozzle, and it uses a plastic composite that's heated to a very high level and that is then extruded into a shape, three-dimensionally. It's called FDM printing, and so this nozzle is moving very, very fast. It's very hard to see what's happening, but it's actually depositing the plastic, and then the plastic cools down and solidifies. The nozzle on this, it's actually the same printer that I have on my table, by the way. The nozzle can get up to 300 degrees Celsius, and the build plate can get up to 60, 70, 80 degrees Celsius. So it's very high temperatures, depending on the material that you're printing with. PLA is what I use, and that's usually prints around 230 degrees. It's very hot. But once it's extruded from the nozzle, it's extruded into like a lattice pattern, and then it solidifies into the shape, and then it's actually very strong. So the X, Y, and Z, and so the pattern itself, the weakest part of a print is going to be on the Z-axis because you're putting two faces together, but it's actually very, very strong. I actually would challenge anybody here to try and break this. You could break it. This is regular PLA, but the PLA plus, it's enforced. It's as strong as ABS, if not more stronger. You could break it definitely, but it would possibly break your thumb as well. So the prints themselves are almost just like regular plastic, and they can be in any shape that you want. Now, how did I get into 3D printing? Like you're probably here wondering like, I'm curious what he's gonna say, but I'm never gonna 3D print. And I don't blame you, because that's where I was when I first heard about 3D printing. In fact, it was actually one of my students back in 2016. He was a really smart junior high school student, and he had a really first generation printer with very basic, the ones that you would actually manually have to set up and calibrate and actually learn how to code to operate. This is an incredible young student, but he was using the printer to make robotics, pieces for robots. And he would tell me oh, I made this piece, but I was battling with my friend and it broke and I printed a new one. I was like, what? You printed a new what? How? And so that was my first seed, if you will, of 3D printing. And that remained with me for a long, long time until my brother-in-law actually gave me a printer for Christmas and birthday combined. He was actually printing for a long time before that. And he said, hey man, I think you're gonna love this. And I don't know, but he bought it for me. And as soon as that happened, I kind of fell into this hobby. And once I started doing printing myself, it became this total epiphany of wow, this is so cool. I can actually make something that I had in my head, designed, or something that's already online for free. Thousands of things online for free. Jay just gave me this thing that he printed. Jay came to my presentation in Osaka and he actually bought a printer.
You are getting a kickback.
Buy printers, please. No, I get nothing. This is an articulated dragon. Jay did not design this. Don't listen to him. But this is something that he printed right off the bat. And how cool is that? It's probably pretty delicate, so I'm not gonna bite you. But there's lots of things you can print on the machines. The printer that I have here, the Ender 3, very slow, very loud, very clunky, very terrible. But at that time, it was amazing. And I actually made game piece components, card holders and stuff. So I was actually combining it already with my two hobbies, if you will, my game creation and my 3D printing world. Now, in my school, please disregard the chaos of what this shelf is. I swear it does not look like this now. Can you see the printer?
Yep.
Yeah?
Kind of.
Kind of, yes. It's not this one, okay? Yes. It's a barbecue. It's behind our little reading station shelf, and it's situated on this little table. This printer is actually bigger than the one I have on display right now, and it allows me to print up to 4 colors at once, which is pretty incredible because you can make things like this, which is a drill guide for a flat surface or a 45-degree angle. And then this is a stocking stuffer I made for my wife, which is a puzzle. I challenge you guys. Actually, I will say, if you can solve this puzzle in under 10 minutes, with me watching you, I will give you a free copy of my card pack. Okay? Game's on. 10 minutes. It's pretty easy, yeah? Let's try it. No cheating. Okay, no cheating. but making like signs and stuff. I took this from my mailbox actually, and the E did not survive. So my school is Hissed English School. But yeah, you can print very functional things for your school as well. And it's just sitting down in there. So the students can't touch it, so they can't hurt themselves. But the very first time I used my printer in my school was for a summer school. And so one thing that you can do with printers is if you find like an SVG file, a design file online, you can bring that into a CAD-like software to create a stencil, like within a matter of minutes. So I asked the student, like, hey, what's your favorite animal? And my student here, she said she likes giraffes, and the other student said rabbits. And so we put their name on the bottom, and with my old printer, which took a long time to print, we were able to knock it out in 1 hour. So we start the lesson like that, then we go upstairs and do the rest of the program, and then by the end of the day, we come downstairs, and fingers crossed, we have a stencil that's available. And the students were so happy to be able to have their own stencil and to take home with them. And I had parents calling me like, oh my gosh, like how did you know my daughter liked this animal and you prepared and ordered it from like a factory? And I was like, nope, we made it in-house like on the same day. It was pretty incredible. And so there's a very simple design software called Tinkercad. I'll share that in the last slide so you can take a picture if you like. It's very user-friendly, easy to use. In my summer camp, we also made hand fans. Like you could buy the blank ones from Daiso. And so we use the stencils to make different things. It'd be really cool for Explorers programs, I think. Just a shout out to my friend over there. We did a science experiment with bubble wands. So like which shape is the best for bubbles? My school mascot is a penguin. So spoiler alert, penguins are very bad shapes for making bubbles. But we didn't know that until we tried it, right? So the scientific process came through. And you like this one, Adam? That's the mini yacht I made for my daughter. Stitch and glue, yeah. I haven't quite figured out how to integrate that into my school, but get in the boat, let's go. No, just kidding. We also made t-shirts, like you spray adhesive glue on the stencil and you stick it to a shirt and you spray paint around it and you leave these cool shapes and stuff. I had to wear this shirt for like a week and it was pretty bad. Like spray paint, when it like solidifies, it becomes like rigid. So like my shirt was like, I felt like I was like wearing aluminum foil for like a week. So I recommend using an actual fabric paint. For Christmas, I made my own stamps, which I think is so cool. So I printed stamps like this. This one says, "Bjolchka Neki." Nice job. It's backwards. It's reversed. Yeah. Thank you for Katie. Katie, you should be with me all the time because you laugh at my stupid jokes. I love it. Thank you for being here. But for Christmas, I played bingo with my kindergarten class. And I don't bring prizes to kindergartens because it's going to be an utter chaos with Johnny gets a chocolate bar and Sally doesn't, But the winning team got a stamp on their cheek or on their wrist. It was so cool. So I made I don't know if you guys can see what this is. Can you see the shapes?
Christmas tree and a snowman.
Christmas tree and a snowman, yes. So it was during Christmas time. And so a lot of students like to have it on their face. And so as a prize, I gave them a stamp. And it was so cool. I had one student, I gave it a stamp on the hands, and I came back the next day, and they had do you remember the movie Zoolander, where they come in contact with the hand model who's got his hand in a hyperbaric chamber, protecting it? Like the kid literally protected his hand for a full day, and he came back, he's I still got it. You told me it would wash off easily, but I protected it. And he carried it there for a week. He didn't wash his hand for a week. I told him, you should probably wash your hands. Do you guys give out gifts for Christmas, small candy packs or whatnot? We included a stencil that was branded with our school name on it. Any guesses what this is?
Pine cone.
Pikachu, pine cone, yeah, a Christmas pine cone. You know what? Actually, it could be a Christmas pine cone. Santim, yes, yes. Students. I let students draw at home. I didn't want to find out what they would do with it. Birthday gifts. Do you give out birthday gifts to your students? I know, Adam, you got 6,000 students, so yeah. Funny story, total deviation from the script here, but yesterday I went to a restaurant and I was so surprised that the dessert was free. I was like, that's so weird. I wanted to get this dessert, but why is it free? And so my wife looks at the tablet and stuff. She's like, yeah, it's free. So I ordered it. It was a birthday celebration gift, and it was no one's birthday, but they brought it out to us, and they sang happy birthday. So yesterday, yes, I know birthday gifts are important, even if it's not your birthday. So I felt so embarrassed to get a birthday cake. But anyway, we give out birthday gifts to our students. And so one of my students was a violin player, violinist. And so we made this. This was made with my old printer, and so the quality is absolute.
What does something like that cost you?
Okay, so the design was online for free. I brought the design into my software, added his name. Took me 10 minutes. Print time was 20 minutes. Material cost is less than 10 cents. Print time less than 2 cents. And then the keychain parts I bought from Daiso, that's like 20 cents. So 50 cents, 50 yen. No, the machine I have on my table, I can run on a portable battery so depending on the amp hours, I can run up to like 4 or 5 hours. So for like festivals and events and whatnot, yeah. But no, it doesn't use a lot of electricity. No. This next subject title is weight. You can print that. True story, somebody took a Lego set and blew it up like 3,000% and printed a Lego car and actually like put a battery and motor in it and like drove it around. There's a YouTube video about it. And so each component was printed separately and put together. So if you really are adventurous, you can go for that. Not the kayak I was talking about with you earlier. You can print Crocs. There's a material called TPU. Most phone cases are TPU, by the way. It's a flexible, it's kind of like rubber. It's in the rubber family, but it's flexible, so you can print Crocs. My shoes are size 32, so I don't think I can print mine, but if you're blessed with smaller feet, I'm sure you can. A kayak, only certain kinds of kayaks can be printed. If you're familiar with the news story of a woman printing the wrong type of kayak and ended up in jail, I won't say what it was, but anyway, lettering for like signs, outdoor signs. There's a company that actually uses like metal printing to make like rockets and stuff, which is awesome. You can actually make, water bottle rockets, like you pump up and stuff. You can actually download like files for that. I printed a pneumatic rocket launcher for my desk. So my students can like hit this button and it launches a rocket in the air, and it's super dangerous. It's awesome. Puzzles, traveling, like ping pong sets. All of these are online for free. It's a puzzle. No, this is one different. Yeah. You want the easier one, huh? Making molds for like concrete patterns. Like if you want to put like a door stopper with like a hook in it, you can make the concrete mold with it with your school logo in it as well. Like you can, think of any idea. Realistically, you could probably print in some way or another. And just having the creativity is what's important. This is actually what I have on the wall of my school. It's an airplane window. And then for my sink, I actually have an extension for the faucet because it's so short. I don't know if you guys have a really old bathroom or sink in your school. My hands they don't fit, right? So it's an extension. Templates for notes and LED signs. This is not what I made, but I did make something similar before. Spiographs. These are also really good gifts as well. Stamps, like I said. QR codes. Yep. I was planning to add it, but I forgot to it. You can take two cylinders and you can inlay the name of your school, the plug and the letters itself, and you can roll business cards through them, and you can put creases into the cards themselves, like branding, for wrapping paper or for cards, QR codes of your website or whatever. Really awesome ideas that you can do. Now, before we end up in the discussion phase, I guess, but I want to share reasons why not to 3D print. 3D printing, the reason why I'm presenting on this hobby now is because I think it's easy now to get into, whereas before it was a little, I would say you would have to have a lot of experience to be able to get into it, but now it's very user-friendly. That being said, you will have mistakes. The keychains that I was making last time ended up like this. I printed overnight, and I woke up in the morning and I saw this. There's a camera built into it, by the way. I can check on my phone. It's supposed to tell me about this, but apparently the painter said this is fine. You know the meme, the dog in the room is on fire, like, this is fine, right? No problem. Yeah, it's not fine, so I lost all of that. But this happens very rarely. And the usual issue is the bed adhesion. So if you have any oil or fingerprints on the bed, the plastic's not going to stick, and then you'll lose everything. My wife says this is spaghetti. And whenever I hear the word spaghetti, I twitch, because it just reminds me of all the times I had failures. So that's to be considered. There is a learning curve. Like, you need to learn how to find designs online or even design your own stuff. That will take time, but it's the joy of learning, right? The joy of painting, the joy of cooking, the joy of 3D printing. And then finally is the cost. It's not cheap to get into, but the cost of running it is not so expensive, I would say. But you will invest a lot of money at the beginning. So how much? So these are the entry-level machines brought to you by Bamboo Lab, not sponsored. I tried to get them to sponsor me, by the way. I emailed them on all of their channels. X and Reddit was where I got a reply. Right. And I didn't get notification for it, so they replied to my email, message, and I let it sit there for a week. And I was, oh my God, I missed their message. Oh no. And I came back and they've ghosted me, so. Sorry, I wanted to give you guys some free merch, but they didn't give me anything. So I have the A1 Mini and A1. The rough idea, this is the cost before sale. It's 5,000 yen, 75,000 yen, and up to, plus of 100,000 yen for the machines that are higher quality, plus the material system, and then each roll of filament is going to cost you about 2,500 yen. So it's a little bit of an investment from the beginning, but once you have all the things set up, you can pretty much print as you like until you run out of material. I have currently like 7 rolls of material. So this right here, this is a Frisbee I made with TPU. It's 134 grams. So how many grams in a kilogram? 1,000 grams. Thank you for that. So you can print. How many Frisbees can you make? 1,000 Frisbees. No. You can make 8.6 Frisbees. So you can print a lot with it. It's not, I don't know how many grams this was, Jay. Do you know?
That was, I want to say, about 154 grams.
154 grams? And you had a color change. Whites. Eyes. Yeah. By the way, towards the end here, I'll be passing this stuff around so you guys can play with it and whatnot. Anyway, there is an investment at the beginning, but I think it's worth it. Because ultimately, as education-focused people, individuals, when we bring interest, if it's a good interest, nothing crazy, it brings genuine interaction, I think. I know, Katie, you are all about that with your project-based learning, is trying to find the students' interest and lean into that and bring it out of them, And I think that's ultimately the goal for growth. And so I've done many things in my school over the years. I've played disc golf. I've been trying to get Adam and Steven to play, but they're like, no, man, I don't want to play. But next time, okay? Yeah.
We play all the time.
Yeah. That's why. Okay, I think you do. Yeah. So I play, this is my daughter, by the way, in the middle. This is not my daughter. That's me. For the moon viewing season, I had a little tiny telescope. So we were spying on the construction site next to my school, and it was kind of a little weird. But to be honest, I don't know, is this okay? This guy's not wearing a hard hat. We should call it in, No, but it was fun to do that. I love space. I'm a space geek. One of my, I don't know if I should say this on recording, but a friend of mine from my hometown, my ex-girlfriend's brother, was in the Olympics. He was a rower for the U.S. team, and the race time was during the lesson. So I was like, hey guys, let's watch this together. Like, it has no educational value. The broadcast is in English, I'm sure, but these are moments I think that I try to strive for in my school, because I think it brings out genuine interaction and genuine growth in the student's life. And it shows them that it's okay to to show what they're interested in. It's not just about, sitting down and listening to what I have to tell them, but encouraging them. So they were cheering for him. They're just, Jacob, go, Jacob, Jacob. He ended up getting third place overall, which is pretty incredible for a small town. My small town only has 10,000 people in it. So, yeah, I was pretty happy about that. These are the resources that I've talked about today. So if you want to just take a snapshot, just so you remember later. Tinkercad is the CAD software that I use to design stuff. So Jay, if you want to take the next step in your 3D printing adventure. Yeah, Jay, could you come here actually? Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Gold. So I'm going to be passing around some 3D printed stuff. Is it okay if I pass around your dragon? What's the dragon's name?
He doesn't have one yet, so if anybody's got an idea.
Drag. Careful, he bites, okay? Jay, what I wanted to ask you is, so you came to Osaka's presentation and you bought a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm a sucker. No, I'm an easy target, easy mark. I liked it. I thought it was really cool. I've got time on my hands right now, so I immediately bought one online. I got it at the sale price, 32,000 yen for the A1.
You bought the A1 Mini? Yeah, okay.
And I bought a couple of spools along with it, including the multicolored silk one. So the total for me for 3 1 kilogram spools plus the printer was 40,000.
Okay, great.
All in.
40,000.
4 mon for the printer and my first three 1 kilogram spools that I bought. Yeah. I printed this morning just before I came.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is a Mandalorian coaster / fidget spinner. Took about 40 minutes to print this.
Did you design it or did you get it?
No, there's thousands of things online.
Yeah.
These little fidget things are making it for my students. They're about $5 each, so I can make 200 off of one spool of kind of thing. And they're just goofy little fidget things for kids to use. And I have no idea how these things work, but they come off the printer just like that.
Yeah.
They all just come off the printer like that, including the dragon.
The dragon came off like
Yeah.
Didn't have to do anything. Wow. It came off just like that.
So because of Jay, I got 6 million yen. I'm just kidding. I've got nothing. Cheers, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so.
Why don't you give me a call?
Okay, ready? Check this out. They have a design for a bald man's comb.
What? Easy.
I printed this for somebody actually before. So just tell me, I know there's a database of designs that people put up for free that you can download. Just tell me something that you're interested to see. Anything at all. Just tell me right now. Nothing nefarious. Nothing naughty.
Can you do bracelets?
Bracelets? Sure.
Like for
Beads?
Like for summer camp, like to have like a bracelet, like to provide the team. I mean, like it would be a little bit softer plastic, I guess, right? But, yeah.
Yeah. You can make this is like kind of lattice pattern. You also can make chainmail if you want. Yeah. Arr. Yeah, bracelets, leather. This is leather bracelets with inlays.
What other products can they use, like resin or fabric?
Thank you. Yeah, good question. So,
Nylon. Can we make a boat right now? If it's a big enough print.
so there is somebody. What they did is they made the plug of the boat, and then they put a mold release on the outside. Once they glued everything together, and they fiberglassed it. There's a guy who does that for RC planes. Actually, he makes like Honda jets, like one third scale. Like we're talking huge, and he makes that with carbon fiber and fiberglass molding.
Making the molds
With the 3D printer. Yep. Now, as far as material is concerned, PLA is non-toxic. So I can print open, and we don't die. But when you're going with like ABS or nylon, those off gas. So you have to fumigate that. That's why it's an enclosed chamber. It's very delicate. So if you have the need for ABS, you can do that. For my tiny dinghy, I have a dagger board. I printed the dagger board handle. Also too, router guides. If you want to cut into like an inlay, you can make the guide out of the plastic and you just put a router in there. So if you're thinking outside the box on some things, you can accomplish a lot actually. Numbers, if you want to, on your sail, if you want to paint whatever, you make the outline and glue it to the sail and you spray paint over it. You can make racing stripes or whatever, yeah? So.
That boat in the pictures, that
Sorry, catch.
that boat in the picture. Oh. Have you used it?
No. Yeah, that's my cousin, Johnny. No, I don't know. I found it online. I just typed in like random things you can print and that came up. I've seen people actually use like blown up kids' toys. Like, you know, like the, what's the word? Like the sandbox boats that you buy at the like Toys R Us, and you put it outside, it has the little cover. Someone blew that up like 300%, and they put like an electric trolling motor on it, and they were like actually going out to troll and stuff. But I've personally not done that. Yeah, it takes a long time. Yeah.
When you showed the picture of your students making their stencils, were they designing it on that software, or are you designing it? So like, is it something you could have, like, teach your students to design something? Like if you were going to do like a soapbox or like car race or like a boat thing or something, like the kids could try to design their best design and then it could print.
Yes. When in my summer class, it was the first time we ever did it. So I made it really easy for them. They only put their name in. But it's designed for education, and there's actually online lessons that are already pre-made that students can follow step by step to do stuff like that, like soapbox racers or like science experiments.
Like, why don't you have a class of just that at your school? Like a 3D printing design.
Design class? I've thought about it.
Yeah, you totally.
I've thought about it, yeah. I have. I don't know how I would do it yet. I would have to think about the outline, but that's definitely something I consider. Another thing that I've done with my students is making like one-off projects. Like my private student, she bought a stocking for the first time. Because I told her about it. She's like, that's so cool. So we printed a stencil of her name in cursive, like a really beautiful stencil. So we did that together. So I've done it like some pieces and stuff. Yeah. Another thing that I didn't talk about is you can make lithophanes, which are pictures with 3D printing. So like from your traveling, if you have a beautiful mural, you can blow that up and put it on your wall and like backlight it, and it becomes like a black and white picture. It's so cool. The moon, you can make lampshades with the moon and stuff in it. You can print hair. I'm just kidding. You can't print hair. But. Does anyone else have any questions you want to ask? We still have like a few minutes here, so. Anything you want to see on the database? Look for?
Yeah.
3 minutes, buddy.
Okay.
The three models, the A1 Mini, A1, and what was the
There's a bunch of models. There was a P1S.
one that was 135,000?
Yeah, it's called the P1S.
So what's the benefit of the box?
The reason why there's a box is because the inner chamber is heated. So you have to imagine that this. Let's imagine this is the print bed, okay? You're laying the plastic on this in layers, and so the cooling has to happen evenly. You know thermodynamics. If something cools faster than the other, it contracts, right? So if you have the top layer contract before the bottom layer, then it's going to pull off the bed. The failure that I showed you with all the blue InTogether, that's what happened. One of this fell off, and then they just ran into each other, right? So by keeping the chamber warm, it helps the plastic remain malleable until you're finished. And then everything cools equally. Number two is fumigation. There's a filter. Yeah, there's an exhaust filter built into it. And so it helps with like toxic chemicals. Printing with nylon or ABS is pretty hard on the lungs. Even TPU, it's rubber, so it has a little bit of gas, but it's not. I'm fine, right? I've been smelling it for weeks, and I'm fine.
For now.
Yeah. If I see a third ear popping out of my neck, just let me know. But yeah, but the more exotic material costs more money. But they're on sale always, twice a year, 3 times a year. So anyway, before we finish today, come get your InTogether keychain. Come on. First come, first serve. Yep. Blue, gold, purple, or orange. We also have green, but not here. Not that one, no. Not that one. Just kidding. I'll be curious to see what you would want to print for your boat, if there is any.
My mind is the whole boat.
Like a dinghy or whatever. Yeah. You know, you can make that handheld the foot pedal propulsion that you have for kayaks and stuff. There's people who 3D print that and actually make the paddles and whatnot. Yeah.
There's so many things.
Or locks. Yeah. Did you get one? Yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you.